Buying a gift for a partner, family member, or a friend isn't always that easy, especially when they are synth nerds or music producers. So every year I put together a Christmas gift guide to help you find something unexpected for that special someone. And go ahead and share this video with a partner, a family member, or a parent, because you're not here buying presents for yourself, right? A theme in this year's video will be products that are going to improve what's already in the studio, and there will also be a special guest that will showcase a really cool and unique instrument. That's cool. And if you live in an EU country and you want a chance to win some amazing synthesizers, you should check out today's sponsor, the music store Synths. You have the chance to win a Swenigizer Eurorack filter, a Dreadbox Raindrops, Dreadbox Darkness, or a Dreadbox Typhoon. So it's a massive giveaway, and all you have to do is go and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. My number one gift suggestion this year requires you to do a little bit of sneaking into the recipient's studio. What are there on the walls? Is there nothing on the walls? Is there egg crates, foam tiles? If there's no thick rectangular thingies on the walls, you should buy that special someone absorbers. They should not be made out of foam, as foam generally speaking has pretty bad acoustic properties. Instead, you want something like this. These are usually made with a wood frame and some sort of high density insulation material inside. If you're just a tiny bit handy, you can fairly easily make them yourself. Just build a wooden frame, fill it with insulation, maybe some plastic around it so no material gets loose in the air, maybe some fabric around that. There are plenty of great tutorials on this online. If you want to get something that isn't just affordable but also a piece of history, get your friend or family member a Theremin. It's a synth from the 1920s, and this one from STYLOPHONE is actually really inexpensive for what you're getting. And it's also a really fun synth to just play around with, but don't expect to make any full songs with it. The Launch Control XL is probably the most affordable MIDI controller out there, and the best part with the new Mark II unit is that it now supports both MIDI over USB and DIN MIDI. It actually has 3 MIDI ports. This means that you can connect it to a computer and control music software, as well as connect it to hardware synthesizers and samplers. Here's a super affordable gift idea, headphones hangers. I use them all over the studio and in my home office, and they just attach to a table and you can put your headphones there. Super useful. Modular synths are synths where you connect the individual parts of a synthesizer together yourself. And modular can get expensive fast. Enter AE Modular. It's a modular synthesizer system, but affordable. And getting a small modular system as a Christmas gift is equivalent to getting that Lego box that you always wanted as a kid. And I'm happy to say that a lot has happened since I first reviewed AE Modular back in 2019. There's new sturdy black front panels, there's new metal cases which allows for inserting modules without a screw. They're called quick swap cases. And there's also a new micro module format, think like 1U for Eurorack, but instead for AE Modular. And they have also developed their own IMDI, which is like internal MIDI, but for modular. And my suggestion is to buy either a complete AE Modular synth, there are a couple on their website, or something like this. Here we have a case, we have a master module, it handles MIDI in and out for one voice, and you also have audio I/O, and then you add on an oscillator, a filter, and then you add on the modulators, which is envelope, LFO, we got VCA, and this is basically an entire synth, and you can then add more modules as you grow your system. And earlier this year I actually got a present myself from my friend Lina, or as you might know her, LNA Does Audio. And this is her book Creative Confidence and Music Production, and it's actually a really good read and could be a great present for yourself or for somebody else. If you are here looking for budget-friendly synthesizers, there are actually 5 brands of synths that I would look at. Firstly, we have the Korg Volcas. They range from synthesizers to drum machines to sample players, and they're priced around $150. They are battery powered, and they're actually built like small tanks. Then we have the Teenage Engineering pocket operators, which range from arcade-like synthesizers to samplers and groove boxes, and they come in around $90 each. Roland also has a budget-friendly line of synths, and they're slightly more expensive, around $190, and all of the units have built-in batteries, and they can also be connected together to create like a little dollar synth setup, which is surprisingly fun. Then there's the Behringer Mini-Synth series, which I have personally little experience with, but the guys at my local synth meetup actually recommend them, and they're quite affordable at around $100 each. And last but not least, if you're looking for affordable synths, we have the Sonicware Liven series, which range from synthesizers to samplers. And I'm not a fan of every single model, but the Ambient O or Ambient Ö, as we'd say it in Swedish, and the Lo-Fi 12 are two of my absolute favorites. The next gift that I want to showcase here today is actually by a friend of mine,
Tobias.
And you are here to show us something that you have invented.
Yes, indeed, Bo, and thank you for having me. I'm here to show you the tabletop humbucker. So it's a humbucker in a desktop format, a pair of pincers,
That's nice.
Yeah. It can bring you back to the days when you were a kid and you were a happy explorer, not knowing what to expect.
Really satisfying.
It is. It's a magnetic pickup, so it works with all metals that are magnetic.
So you can add in some reverb?
Absolutely.
Ooh, nice.
Spinning things is awesome.
Ooh. I'm gonna get a bowl. That's cool. That's clever.
It is. Now we have a big playing surface. I really like your channel, but I'm a bit disappointed. There's not enough eating of a Bob eating channel.
Beautiful. And last year I recommended buying tickets to one of the many synth events around the world, for example KnobCon or Superbooth, or maybe Synthfest in the UK or France. And I promise you, taking a loved one to a synth event, it's a fantastic gift. Another series of mini synths that I want to recommend are the KASTLE synthesizers and effects units. BASTL just released the KASTLE 2 ALCHEMIST, and just like with the other KASTLE models, it's all about patching together crazy sounds. And if you'd rather have something sample-based, you can get the KASTLE 2 WaveBard. Or you could get the Effects Wizard, which is a really good gift because it works with basically any synthesizers. Sometimes you want to change up how your sampler looks, and if you want to do that, go and check out XPower's designs that have a lot of different knobs and magnetic faceplates and skins for your gear. Chances are that your family member, partner or friend has studio monitors. They often look something like this. And chances are that you haven't given them the acoustic panels that I talked about earlier in the video. Let's be honest, you haven't given them any acoustic panels. Regardless, I think that some way of calibrating the studio speakers make for a great gift. IQ Multimedia and SonarWorks both offer solutions to this problem. Both include measurement microphones that you can use to measure the room frequency response, and then you use that to apply room correction to your speakers. The benefit of IQ Multimedia's ARC Studio solution is that you don't need to have software running all the time on the computer. You basically save a preset to the little box and then use that between the audio interface and the speakers. And room correction does make a huge difference in terms of sound, even if you have some acoustic treatment like I do in my studio. So it's a good gift that improves what somebody already got in their studio. There are a few truths in life, but one is that everyone needs a good MIDI keyboard, and the KEYSTEP 37 or the newer KEYSTEP Mark II are all fantastic MIDI keyboards for a hardware synth setup. And the new KEYSTEP Mark II actually has some really cool generative functions for coming up with sequences, as well as the ability to save sequences, which the older models didn't have. If you're looking for an ECW and a not so expensive gift, you should get a PATCHBAY, because everyone needs a PATCHBAY. DF Audio is a company that I personally like, and they make several different PATCHBAYs. There's, for example, the big one, the Mini Bay with 40 patch points and normaling. They also have a smaller PATCHBAY called Patchwork with 24 patch points and no normaling. And then there's their new Nano U, which isn't really a PATCHBAY, it's more of a utility box which works really well with Eurorack or semi-modular synthesizers. It can boost signals, attenuate, turn audio into CV, and it can then be used as an envelope follower and more. A synth studio often requires quite a few MIDI devices, and CME Pro is a brand that makes all kinds of MIDI utility devices. They are perhaps most known for their Bluetooth WIDI devices that you can use for wireless MIDI connectivity, and they actually do work pretty well with low latency. But they also have this USB MIDI interface if you need a simple way of connecting MIDI devices to your computer. They also have this, the H2 MIDI Pro, which is a USB MIDI host. It's a way to connect devices which has USB MIDI to devices with DIN MIDI, and it can also be expanded by connecting a USB hub to it for connecting more USB MIDI devices. They are also soon releasing their H12 MIDI Pro, which is a tiny MIDI interface with 6 TRS MIDI in and out ports and 6 USB MIDI ports. Now, while this device won't be ready to ship in time for Christmas this year, it could be worth checking out, especially if you're watching this video at a later point in the future. If your family member or partner or friend has a lot of headphones, IQ Multimedia also offers this little thing here. It's a portable battery-powered box that corrects the frequency response of your headphones, and it works just as well for studio use as for hi-fi listening situations. Just plug in your headphones, load up the preset, and then the box corrects the frequency response. And I think that this is just one of those gifts that you can't go wrong with, because it enhances what is already in the studio. And one of the easiest and least expensive gifts that you can give someone is a deck saver. It's a piece of plastic that you put on the gear in order to protect it. So just look what kind of gear somebody has in their studio and find the deck saver for that piece of gear. Couldn't be easier. And listen, if you didn't find anything exciting in today's video, you should check out today's sponsor, Synths. It's a music store that focuses on unique synthesizers from indie manufacturers. For example, they have the Crumb Hum and the Crumb Drum from Swedish manufacturer Nyström, or why not a PATCHBAY from DF Audio. So go and check out Synths. They're linked below. You might find something new that you've never seen before, and you support my channel, and you support a synth store run by synth lovers for synth lovers. So those were all the gift suggestions that I have for you today. But if you didn't find what you were looking for, please check out Synths. It's a music store. They're a channel sponsor. They're a great place to look for interesting gifts because they have all of these unique and interesting synthesizers. So go and check them out, linked in the description. While you're down there, you can also check out previous year's episodes because I've been making these Synth Gifts episodes for a number of years now. I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, I'm not sure. But all of the episodes are linked in the description. So go and check them out if you didn't find what you were looking for in today's video. And as always, I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.